Hi, welcome to LMI Insights webinar number 3. We're going to wait just a minute or two more to have others join us. So just stand by for a moment, please. Welcome to LMI Insights webinar number 3. I'm Alan Davis, Workforce Information Manager in DEW's Labor Market Information Division. Today's LMI Insights topic is employment projections. So what are employment projections and why do we do them? Well, industry and occupational employment projections are a requirement of the grant under which we operate, and they're managed by the Projections Management Partnership. Now, this is a consortium of states that manage the projections process for the Department of Labor. So the PMP provides the methodology, the training, the software to produce these projections. So DEW completes 2 sets of projections every year. One is for a 2-year time frame, and one is for a 10-year time frame. So what we actually do is project 95 industries at the 3-digit level and utilize a number of sources of employment data to develop the historic database upon which we base our projections. So the process examines historic employment trends, and it utilizes a number of statistical and economic development data models to forecast future employment levels. So staffing patterns, which are the occupational employment levels that make up each industry, those are applied to the industry employment to yield occupational projected employment. So this diagram gives an overview of the projections process. Pre-projection decisions such as geography and time period lead into the building of the database of historic employment. And the software program will work through the process and produce industry employment projections before the occupational projections are made afterward. So the resulting projections estimates are important to a number of stakeholders. These include educators, workforce planners, and researchers. So currently the latest set of short-term projections or 2-year projections are for 2021 to 2023. And the latest set of long-term statewide projections are for the period 2020 to 2030. The latest sub-state projections, which are completed at our workforce area level, those are currently 2018 to 2028 projections. So a number of uses that we have for projections are labor supply and demand analyses, identifying hot jobs, those that have above average growth or wages, and fastest growing, fastest declining occupations. So this table shows the latest long-term industry projections that we have. So overall employment is projected to grow by 12.6%, or 261,000 jobs. And goods producing industries are expected to grow by nearly 6%, while services are projected to grow by nearly 14%. Education and health services are projected to be the largest sector in 2030, followed by trade, transportation, and utilities. So this table shows the latest occupational employment projections, which add in self-employed workers to the industry projections. And these are expected to grow by 12%, or 263,000 jobs, with over 286,000 job openings annually. Now, these openings are due to occupational transfers, employment growth, and exits from the labor force for retirements, for example. So office and administrative support occupations are projected to be the largest group, followed by sales and related positions. Healthcare, support, and food preparation and serving occupations are expected to grow the fastest, while food preparation and serving, as well as transportation and material moving occupations, are projected to grow the most. So the top fastest growing occupations by percent change, we show on the left side of this table. These include healthcare and information technology fields. The top fastest declining occupations, which we're showing on the right side, are among those where technological advances are supplanting outdated processes. So here are top occupations that are growing the most in numeric terms. On the left side are the growing occupations. These include healthcare and leisure and hospitality and transportation fields. Top occupations that are declining the most on the right side are again where technology is supplanting outdated processes. So an example of how we use projections is a labor demand analysis. Now here we've summarized the number of annual job openings by career cluster, as well as education level above high school. So overall, there are 72,000 openings a year for those in those categories. The highest demand is in the health sciences cluster, with over 15,400 openings a year, followed by the education and training, as well as business management and administration clusters. The highest demand is also for those with a bachelor's degree. So one of our other products that we use projections on is what we call a job journey. So this shows the progression of occupations in a career field by the level of education. So this career ladder shows the hourly wage as well as the projected 10-year growth of an occupation. This information can help students plan a career with positions at various educational levels that may meet their goals, highlighting again the current wages and the growth potential. So another product using employment projections is a career pathway. Now it's similar to the job journeys, but these are for occupations in a specific career cluster rather than an industry field. They show the progression by educational level with entry wages and growth potential as well. These help students see some of the occupational statistics in a career cluster that they may favor. Now, as I mentioned, we have a number of these projections products and data on our website, scworkforceinfo.com. Or if you have specific questions, you can email us at the address here. And if you have any questions, you can chime in now.
Hey, Alan, we have a question that says, which industry sectors are growing the most?
Industry sectors are growing the most. The accommodations and food services, healthcare and social assistance, and administrative and support are growing the most and are among the fastest growing, along with arts, entertainment, and recreation, as well as transportation and warehousing.
We have another question coming through. It says, which occupations that require a four-year degree are growing the most? Some college and associate's degree as well.
Okay. Registered nurses, operations managers, management analysts, software developers are those growing the most of the four-year degree positions. For the some college associate's degree group, heavy and tractor trailer truck drivers are among the most growing the most, as well as medical, nursing, and teaching assistants.
And one more question I see out here says, how did COVID affect the projections?
Good question. So 2020 was the primary COVID year, and 2020 was the year that we had our base employment. So it was probably at a lower level than it was in 2019, for example. So we're kind of starting at a low point. So we do see more robust growth forecast for arts, entertainment, recreation, and accommodations and food services industries, which were hard hit during the hardest COVID times. So we see those rebounding more in the next 10 years.
I don't see any more out here. I assume that's all the questions that we have.
Well, I sure appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on this webinar. And we will have a webinar next Wednesday at 2 o'clock on occupational employment and wages. Thank you again for joining us, and we hope you'll join us next week.